Hi everyone, in this video let me explain how you can move files automatically between SharePoint libraries using Power Automate. So in my previous video I explained how you can copy files. Likewise, we can see how we can move files. So let us jump onto the solution. So this is the simple flow where there is one trigger and another one is an action. So I have used created or modified properties only trigger. So I have configured the source site address, the library name, and here you can configure the specific subfolder. So the trigger has a limitation. So it will trigger only when a file is uploaded in the configured folder. For example, if I haven't configured the folder here, it will take the root folder. So whenever a file is dropped into the root folder, this trigger will be executed. So if you are dropping a file inside the subfolder, it will not trigger. So the next is the move file action, where you have to configure the source site address and the identifier. Identifier is something which is the encoded value of the path of the source file, which comes from the trigger action. And the next is you have to configure the destination site address and the destination folder. Here you can also configure the subfolders. And the third one is if a file already exists in the destination library, what action you would like to choose. So there are three types of action. The first is just terminate this flow. You don't want to do any action if the file already exists. Second is if it is there, then move it with a new name. Append some random characters to the end of the file name. So that is what the flow will do. And the third action is will replace the current existing file in the destination library. So one important difference between the copy file and the move file is copy file will always take the latest version and then copy it to the destination library. Move file will take all the version and then move it to the destination library. If the destination library already has the same file with a list of versions, then all the versions will be overridden from the source file versions. Let us see the flow in action. So this is the source library, so which is empty, and this is the destination library, which is also empty. So let me trigger the flow. I'll just upload one file. So the file is uploaded. Now you can see the flow started running. So once it is completed, you can see the file is moved from the source to the destination. Now the flow is executed successfully, and you can see, so it is executed. And when you refresh the source library, the file is gone. And if you see the destination library, so the file is already there. And if you see the version history, so you'll be able to see only one version or whatever the version the source file has. So this is how you can move files from one library to another library. So this is a very simple way of moving the files. Now let us see how we can move the files if there is a check-in checkout feature enabled in the document library. When this feature is enabled and when you try to execute your flow and try to move the file, the flow will throw an error. So let us see in action. So I have already enabled the check-in checkout for this source library. So here it is enabled. Let me go back to the source library. Let me start the Power Automate. So I'll try to upload one file. So now when the file is uploaded, it will be in the checked out state. So you can see the icon, it is in the checked out state. And the flow started execution. And now you can see the error because the file is checked out and it is in the locked mode. you cannot move the file when it is in the locked mode. So you need to check the status of the file whether it is already checked in or not. So let us see how we can do that. So I have created another flow. First let me switch off this flow and then turn on this flow. So I am using the same trigger when a file is created or modified with the properties only, and I have added one more condition where I am checking whether the file is already checked out or not. If it is not checked out, then in the yes action I am just moving the file from the source to the destination. So the properties are all same, and in the no action it's just empty. So when the file is in checked out state, nothing will happen. Automatically the flow will be terminated. So let us see in action now. I'll try to upload one more file. So now both the files are in checked out mode, and if you see here, the flow is executed successfully. But if you see the action, since the condition returned false, there is no action executed, so the flow is terminated automatically. Now let us see what happens if the file is checked in. So let me check in this file. So now the file is checked in and the flow started running. The flow ran successfully. Now if you see the condition, it returned true and the move action is executed and the file is successfully moved to destination library. So if you see here, the file is successfully moved to the destination library. And when I refresh this, see, it is moved. And there is one more thing we can do it. So here, instead of checking the checkout, whether the file is checked out or not inside the flow, we can also use the trigger condition to check the checked out state. So the difference is, whenever the file is uploaded, if it is in the checked out or checked in state, the flow will be executed, which will increase your flow execution count. So if you put it in the trigger condition, then it will restrict the flow to be executed when it is checked out. So this will reduce your flow execution count and allow it to use it wisely for other business process. So let us see how we can do that. So in the trigger action, choose the settings and make sure this split on is enabled and the array is body/value, so you can choose it. So once it is done, coming to the trigger condition, add a trigger condition. So let me add a trigger condition by checking the checked out property. So I'm just checking whether the checked out property is equal to false or not. If it is false, then execute the flow. If it is true, then don't execute the flow. So I'll just click done. I'll save the flow. Let us test it. So here I'll try to upload a file. So I've just uploaded a file which is in the checked out state, and if you see here, the flow is not executed because we have implemented the trigger condition. So you can wait for long as enough, so it won't execute the flow. Now if I try to check in this file, it is checked in, and now if you come here, so it started executing because the checked in status is true. Now the flow is executed. So it ran successfully and the move file action is executed, and if you refresh the source, there is no file called backup codes.txt, and if you see the destination library, you can see the file. And this is how you can use the move file action to move the files from one document library to another document library. So here I have explained and showed you a simple concept of moving the files. So you can leverage this and then you can implement in your own business process. Like in many places you can implement it, like you can even move the files to a specific folder based on date, and even you can check the metadata information, whether if the file is already approved or if the file is already stayed there for 1 or 2 months, then you can move it to a separate document library. So there are many business scenarios which you can leverage this. Thank you. Thanks for watching.